same lesson over and over and over and over and over again. I don't know why you want to drive me up a wall. You make the same mistakes over and over again. I've always taught you singular subjects take singular verbs. Plural subjects take plural verbs. What's wrong with that? Repeat it one more time. Hurry up. Singular subjects take singular verbs. Plural subjects take plural verbs. But guess what? I'm sorry about that, my lovely chicken. I think that you are not to blame because some words are very confusing. You don't know whether they are singulars or plurals, whether they take singular verbs or plural verbs. But don't worry about that. Actually, I want you just to be all ears because today you have a great chance to increase your odds and to understand the lesson greatly. But guess what? I think that there is no need to keep opening your mouth because you know that I don't know why you feel shocked all the time. Just relax, take a deep breath. Excellent. Just sit down, be all ears, and shape up until I finish the lesson. Okay? Deal? Great student. Welcome back, my dear friends. This is Mr. Sam with the English teacher and the self-improvement coach. Today, actually, I have one of the most controversial topics in English grammar. Subject-verb agreement. Now, before we set the ball rolling, we have just to know what this title suggests. You have to know that there must be an agreement between the subject and the verb. In other words, if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb should be plural too. But I think that the lesson is not that easy because sometimes, as I've just told my lovely chicken, that some words actually are very, very confusing. But don't worry about that because I felt that there are a lot of details in this lesson. That's why I've decided to divide this lesson into 3 sections. The first episode will be on singular subjects. The other episode will be on plural subjects. And when I finish everything, I'm going to show some common mistakes made by second language learners when they use the singular subjects or the singular verbs. So please stay with us and don't go away. Number 1, any singular subjects. You know that, teacher, friend, son, daughter, chair, warrior, fighter, that all of these are singular subjects that take singular verbs. Look at this example. Our teacher is awesome. It's very simple. We don't say our teacher are awesome. I'm not talking about the speaking skill because sometimes it's not that, big problem when you convey a message using poor English grammar. But you know that when you want to write formally, I'm talking about the essays, the articles, the short stories, the emails, the formal letters, you have to be careful when you write and make sure that there is an agreement all the time between the subject and the verb. The second example here, Sam speaks 3 languages. Everybody knows that this is the simple present tense. So because we have Sam, it's singular, so we must add an S to the end of the verb speak, so it becomes Sam speaks 3 languages. I think that everybody is familiar with this rule. The second one is the gerund. Actually, what is the gerund? The gerund is a verb plus an ing. You know that this is a noun actually. It's not a verb, like dogging, studying, staying, helping. All of these are called in English gerunds, and they are always singular because they are the subjects of the sentences we're going to come across together now. But you know that there are some different positions of the gerunds. Sometimes they come after the verbs, after the prepositions, but this is not our topic for today. We're going just to focus on this situation when the gerund comes at the beginning of the sentence. Look at number 1. Helping people is such a great habit. Helping people is such a great habit. What is the great habit? People or helping people? Definitely you're right, helping people. So here I must use is, not are. So don't get confused if you see people. I know that people is plural, but it's not the subject of the sentence. So bear in mind when you see the ing form at the beginning of the sentence, it is the subject. Excellent. And it takes always the, singular verb. Look at this one. Sometimes examination makers try to lengthen the subject to confuse you, but don't get confused at all. For example, look at this one, studying English with my mates. Here we have 2 options, help or helps me a lot. You may think that the answer is help because, you may say, my students, it's plural, so I must use help, but this is wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong. Why? Because we have a gerund at the beginning of the sentence. So you have to say, studying English with my mates helps. Why? Because ask yourself this simple question. What helps me a lot? Studying English or my mates? No, actually studying English. So please don't get confused when you see the gerund or the ing form comes at the beginning of the sentence. Be careful that this word always comes as a singular subject and it takes a singular verb. Now the last rule here I'd like to shed light on is singular indefinite pronouns. You know, like everyone, someone, no one, everybody, somebody, nobody. You know that all of these indefinite pronouns are singulars and they take singular verbs. Look at this example, you know, everybody is. I don't say everybody are or everybody were. No, we don't say that in English. So everybody is responsible for his or her behaviors. The second example here, you know, no one. This is another indefinite pronoun. No one knows me well. We don't say no one know. No one knows. Why? Because this indefinite pronoun is singular, considered a singular subject, and it takes a singular verb. My lovely friends, I think that the lesson is not that hard actually, to be honest with you. I think that it's very simple if you just focus and you do a lot of exercises. Just remember that all of these words are singulars and they take singular verbs. And then after that, if you just see any of these gerunds that end with ing come at the beginning of the sentence, be careful that these are the subjects of the sentence, like studying, helping, dogging, listening, reading, writing, wrestling, fighting, boxing. You know, when you see any of these words come at the beginning of the sentence, be careful. These are the subjects and they always take singular verbs. And finally, if you see any of these indefinite pronouns, each one, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, etc., you have to use singular verbs with them. My lovely friends, I've always told you that English is not that hard to swallow. It's not that hard to understand. And its skills are not that hard to master. But you have just to arm yourself with passion and non-stop practice. Just remember that nothing is impossible and impossible is nothing. Just believe in yourself and keep moving. And practice all the time with love, enthusiasm, passion, positivity, and all kinds of determination and optimism. Thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
A symphony of nature.